Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Deep Space Nine, Season 5, Episode 2, The Ship. So by my count, this is the 100th episode, so that's pretty awesome that we're that far into it. 100 episodes in, what are you guys excited for? Like, what do you think was the best moments we've seen, and what do you guys think are the worst moments we've seen? And then we have roughly like 70 episodes more. Like, what are you guys excited to see? Because in my opinion, the 3 best episodes of the entire series are still yet to come. So go ahead, let me know. As for this episode, it was an okay episode. It wasn't fantastic, but it wasn't terrible. I'm pretty sure it was a bottle episode, which I haven't mentioned that term in a while. If you guys remember, a bottle episode is something that they make where most of it is on a really tight set that they've already had, and it's done to keep the budget down. I'm not 100% sure, but it kind of felt like a bottle episode. So Dax wasn't there. She was. Dax, Sisko, Worf, O'Brien, and Muniz, whoever the fuck that is, they end up on a crashed Jem'Hadar ship. Now, clearly, this is going to be a fantastic thing because it kind of gives us some insight into the Jem'Hadar. Now, as they're like kind of going through and exploring, which all the Jem'Hadar are dead on board, a battle brigade of Jem'Hadars show up, and Avorta's there, and she's like, so if you guys just let us have this ship, let us get whatever we need, you guys can go. And Sisko's like, I don't believe you. And they start this battle back and forth, and the Vorta they try to sneak on board, but they won't use weapons and they won't do anything. So Sisko is like, so clearly there's something on board. And Muniz ends up getting shot, which, random trivia, he is the first character to speak Spanish in all of Star Trek. So that's kind of cool. And throughout most of the episode, he's just kind of dying. As we go through the episode, most of it is just the crew trying to fix everything, and they're just getting on each other's nerves, where like we see Kira and she has to leave the ship, but it's several days away, so they don't know if they'll make it in time with the Defiant. And so like people just start getting on each other's nerves. Like Dax starts deflecting with humor, and Worf is like, Muniz is gonna die, which pisses O'Brien off because he's clearly Muniz's friend. And then by the time we get to the end of the episode, it turns out that this whole time there was a changeling on board, and he had been holding his shape for so long that he actually just ends up dying, and he kind of turns to dust right there in front of us, which I thought was really weird. Like, I understand he was trying to stay hidden, but I feel like at that point he would have just given up and just turned to ooze and then popped back up as like the founder like person type thing. But instead he just like it turns almost like the creature of it, or the thing, where he just like starts lashing out and then just disintegrates. And finally the Vorta shows up, and she's like, all my Jem'Hadar just killed themselves because they felt so dishonored by letting the founder die. And she says, like, I would have let you guys go if you would have just let me have this founder. And Sisko's like, all you had to do was tell me that that's what you wanted was the founder. And she thought that they were going to kill it. So it ends up just being that there's no trust. And I mean, we are at war with them, so it makes sense that nobody trusts anybody. But I mean, overall, it was kind of a sad episode. Muniz does end up dying, which, to be honest with you, when 5 people are on a ship and 4 of them are main characters, the last guy is gonna die. Like, I mean, that's just Star Trek math. But it's still a very sad episode because he's just suffering through this whole thing. So, for those who have seen this one, what did you guys think about the whole, like, the changeling wanted one thing, Sisko wanted the other, and Dax even says, like, yes, these different crew members of ours has died, but we got a Jem'Hadar battle cruiser. Like, the things we can learn from this, like, 5 people died, but we could save, like, 5 million people just with this knowledge. So, did you think the lives of the many outweighed the lives of the few? Did you think this episode was a bottle episode and it was just too slow? Go ahead, let me know what you guys think about this one. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Looking for Parmak in All the Wrong Places.